Beep, 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 beep. Man, right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. See if I can figure it out.
How's it going?
Hi guys, how are you?
Doing good. My Wi-Fi's been bad, so I'm gonna leave my camera off for a few minutes just to make sure.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm good. What's up, Sean?
How's it going?
It's going. I just did a live stream fixing some stuff for Portrait Masters because I just like using their site for examples because they have like such a rich data layer. Um, so basically, I used a test container, injected the container using the AdSwerve Chrome extension, and then I ended up testing a link click for a Vimeo trailer. So if you're not logged in, you can only see trailers for the courses. But wouldn't it be useful? Basically, this is what I did all over the live stream is wouldn't it be useful to know which trailer that visitor watched so that you can put them in an audience and then retarget them and say, hey, we saw that you were interested in baby photography, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely useful information
Mm-hmm.
for
So I
retargeting.
just put together that event and then you have to build I didn't build the audience, but you would just build the audience and use it from there. I was like, dude, I'm building all this stuff out and giving it to them for free. But then I realized that it doesn't matter if they don't connect it to their container. It's not going to matter. It's not going to work the same way.
Yeah.
Even though I built the event inside a GA4, it's still not going to be as useful unless they connect everything. Anywho's, just a quick call today. Basically, Four Patriots reached out and said, "Hey, we want to have a call with you with everybody present on their side." So I was like, "Whoa, that must be good news rather than bad news." They wouldn't wait until they had everybody available to just tell me fuck off, basically.
Yeah, no,
Right.
100%.
Um, so that's good. I'm really excited about that. The cast meeting went really well. She just wanted me to walk through and explain how GTM works, how GA4 works, and how Google Ads works. And so I did it. I just walked through and explained everything.
Were they
And
receptive? Sorry to cut you off.
yeah,
Were
yeah,
they
they're
receptive
good.
in a positive way?
Yes, they just wanted to hear me tell them.
Okay.
Um, they just wanted me to explain what was done so far and what's next. So what's next for them is, to be honest, I completed everything on that call that we had on Wednesday at 12, right? And then showed her what we had just done. She wants me to move all data collection over to a brand new GA4 property. As if you'll remember, it was being collected on a UA
Uh-huh.
migrated property. So she wants to not use that one, which is a relief. So we're going to move her over to that. And then I have Kelly, who does our local SEO. So she does our Google business profile optimization and link building and stuff. Um, I met her through the GA4 group a long time ago, probably like 8 months ago. And I've been working with her a little bit here and there, but essentially she runs Google Ads and she only charges 20% of spend, and they're only spending $300 a month. So I bumped her up to I think $150 because I want it to at least be somewhat worth her time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to run ads for them, um, and she's going to connect all the GA4 imported conversions, and then we're going to build audiences on their site. And I'll show you something real quick. It is, we're CSS, CCS.
Mystical.
Yeah, I was listening to Mystical today. It was
Such a unique
that
rapper.
type of mood. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's pretty wild. So she wants audiences based on which page they land on, which is very easy. So I can go contact studio projects, but then even further, there's these subheadings. So I have restaurants, residences, hospitality, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to be building that out. I haven't done it yet. Probably should start, but this allows you to know kind of a little bit more about what people are looking for when they're on the site. And then we can retarget them based on those things. So the ad, I don't know if you remember, but like there's the campaign and then there's the ad set. So the ad set will pertain to not only the category of page, but also the subcategory of what they do. So, and then it looks like some of these have like a sub category. Maybe, yeah, stuff like shit. Hold on. Maybe it doesn't have a sub. Well, I mean, technically, I could go sub here, and then it goes hospitality. This, so it would be projects, hospitality. Yeah, projects, hospitality is the sub, and then the sub would be whatever the name of the property is. Um, Easy to build out, time consuming, yes. Easy to do, yes. I'll just take care of this soon, basically. If you want to help with that, cool. If not, it's just an easy task to get a chance to learn what we're doing here. I think page title probably will work. And then I'd have to just this is how I would do it if I were doing it like live, is what it would look like. I turn this on, it's already on, but I would just re-engage it. Projects, let's say I want residences and I want to do 147 South Park. Click on that, jump over to Google Ads, and you're going to want to make sure we're under the CCS GA4. And this isn't connected, so we're not going to see shit. But we will see it on this other one called School. This is the one that's currently being fed. The debug mode, you're going to see some clicks. AT residence viewers. This is a audience trigger, is what AT stands for, just so y'all know. Project AT, project viewer, meaning they looked at the project, and then I can look at the page. If I wanted to create audiences based on this, I could just go here, page title, jump back over to that other joint like this. And then I get a chance to, I can either pick residences for them to be added to that list, obviously, but I also could add them to, I'm going to create separate audiences for the subcategories, one for residences, well, one for projects, one for residences specifically, and then one for which residential property. I don't know. Whatever. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense so far.
Yep.
Let's do this like this. Do it like that. I wonder if I can put numbers in here. I don't want an audience trigger for this. Had to think. Okay, cool. So this is in. Boom, boom, boom. Next. Let's do nothing happens here. Notice. Take a look at the URL. I click on restaurants, nothing happens. It's just architecture, interiors. Nobody cares. So that's
Hmm.
actually oh shit, there it is. Wait a minute.
Hmm.
Wait a minute. What do we have? What's going on here, gentlemen? You see something? What's showing up over here? Hmm, interesting. Anyways, yep. I've got to play around with this a little bit, figure out what's what. Wonder why I did that. Give me the little hashtag joint.
This site runs pretty fast for how many pictures it has on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's because they're not like videos. Pictures are usually okay. It's just whenever you get into videos and stuff that it. So if you see the hashtag at the bottom.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Duck tool to the rescue. I was using that duck tool earlier today to try to understand. So you gotta. I don't like this. I don't know why they did that, but it's this lime green button. You see this line? You have to click it
Yeah.
or else the tool won't start.
Was that
Kind of
recently added?
frustrating. I don't remember it doing that, but
Yeah, I don't
it
either.
feels like it's recent. And then you'll notice, like compared to Portrait Masters, usually in the data layer where the message and model is, where the model is where you have all the visitor logged in and all that shit. It's just empty here because there's nobody who's put anything there yet. And so if I flip through these, you'll notice that there's no, this is the page. It doesn't flip to anything else. But this at the bottom, the link at the bottom will flip and show us whatever we're hovering over. So I got to figure out what that's called when you can see the URL you're going to, but it doesn't change the URL up top.
Yeah, that's really
And
interesting.
then try
Like
to
some sticky URL or something.
no, it's just I'm sure there's a name for it. It's just a matter of taking the time to pinpoint what it's called and why it's happening. But essentially, I'm going to have it so that each one of these pages has its own. Um, here we go. Project name link. Okay. And then that's a GTM load, which is normal. This is called a nav link, CCS nav link. And then we can go element text projects. So we can do that. We can go element text projects. Check this out. You're going to see everything here as well. So what I love about this tool is it's really good for troubleshooting. We have their tag manager as well, so I could just do that to get even more insight. So the duck tool does work with tag manager's preview mode, but you have to have them connected. And then that's all I've got for today. But I'll show you guys the process, I guess. Looks like this. I've only got a form submit. This is a GTM link click. So basically a click element type situation. You can see GTM element text. So technically I could go create a trigger for this event that goes off if it says projects or goes off if it says so-and-so, right? You guys familiar with that idea?
Yeah, a little bit. I've definitely needed to look into more of the
Yeah, me
how
too.
to add to the data layer. Like the part that I get confused at is how do I add the parameters to that panel that you're just looking at the data layer?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you can do it
'Cause
through.
I get it. I get how
um,
to call upon that, like through the tagging and then putting the tags into the triggers, and yeah, that makes sense. But the part that I get lost is how do I add to that right there?
Yeah, yeah. You can do it through the setup itself. So you have to go to the website. So in this case, it looks like this.
What's the way doing it through GA4?
You can't do it with GA4. You can
You can,
push, you can pull information from it. So if there's a data layer available, then that means I can make a data layer variable. So whatever I can see, I can use. If I can see it, I can use it. So what that means is like this GTM element classes. I could now go to GTM and say GTM element classes like this. By the way, this is a standard GTM event, so it wouldn't really match, but whatever. Um, so let's just say we want to create, oops, a tag for an event. They've switched this out. If you remember that this was not like this. The configuration or this Google tag, instead of using the GA4 configuration tag, is really dope. Julius has a video on it. I think I sent it to the group, maybe. But if I wanted to just a quick and dirty way to do this, I could go here and I could call this click nav click like that. And then my element would be here. Oops. I could go I can name this whatever I want to. And that helps. That's why I put that there like that. Is because the answer I'm looking for is whatever this says inside the data layer. What I want to call it when I push it to GA4 doesn't matter as long as it's either single case or snake case,
makes
right?
sense.
Makes
Got it.
sense. So this is really just going to be I can call it a click class just to make it easy. And then I could also go back here and say click text project. So now I have to, what do I have to do with this in order to see it inside of GA4?
You have to go back to the tag and
No,
put
no,
it
no.
in.
What I have to do inside of GTM in order to see this parameter that's in the data layer inside of GA4.
Added to the data layer variables.
Yep.
hmm
So, oops. It's really, well, don't even do that. Just push the plus button, jump over to the data layer, drop it there. I can rename this at any given time too, so I don't really trip about the naming inside of GTM being too messy because it's not, nobody's going to be back here except for us. Our job is to make it so that it's easy and it makes sense when we go to GTM or GA4, I'm sorry. So that could look like this, right?
Got it.
So my nav click is going to give me what's in the classes element as well as the click text. So now if I add a trigger, what trigger do I want? I just need a click. I don't really care a whole lot. We could go all elements click, and I could say, if I wanted to be a real stickler about it, I could say GTM classes contains what? So let's go back. I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm just let you tell me. This is classes right here.
It would be the
What's
whatever
one?
expectation.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I could go this way. I could put the whole thing, or I could just put nav, or I could just put CCS nav, or whatever. There's like, right, a million different ways. And the more specific you get, the less likely you are to make a mistake. But also, the broader you go, the more likely you are to catch everything. but you might catch too much. So what I want to do and what I was thinking is just split nav. If it has nav in the class, then I want to capture it and see what it is for that click. Because then once I can see more inside of GA4, I can also narrow it down from there as well. Right. So
Makes sense.
your job is to, there's a whole
Capture,
pizza,
yeah.
you make one slice and then you make the big slice and then you slice it down a little bit further and further until you get it the only small piece that you're looking for type of thing. That's a horrible analogy, but whatever.
No, that makes a lot of
Um,
sense.
cool. I'm gonna call this a nav click trigger. And then I'm gonna save this. And this is an event. Nav click. Okay. Jump in here. I'm gonna click around a little bit and try to see if it shows up in GA4's debug view is where I want to see it. Okay. So I'm here, clicked on project, clicked on hospitality, clicked on the Luma Hotel. Look at these freaking properties, dude. I gotta go see these.
Amazing.
Holy shit. Wow. Okay. This guy. Okie dokie. So I've got some stuff going on here. Let me make sure I'm in the right tag manager. Yep, that one. And I should see it, but I don't see it. Nav click is where it is. Where's it at? Where's nav click? Here we go. This is the one. Click class. Just put this in here. Yay. And we pulled this from the data layer. So it's whatever shows up in the data layer is what's going to show up there. And then there was click text. Click text did not show up. Ooh, why not? Let's see. No one way to do it. It's a built-in variable. I just don't have it chosen yet. Click class is also a built-in variable. Let's try one more time. I always say that. And then I do another time and another time and another time and another time until I get it. I did that on a live today. I was on for like an hour and 20 minutes on Facebook. And well, I was on YouTube as well. But I got it. I ended up getting it, but it took a little bit of time. Okay, cool. There's that. So we should see this is gonna stutter step and then start spitting some stuff for me. I think one event. Oh my gosh. Okay, here it comes. Now nav click. You guys are no fun. Try it one more time.
I've got
Once I
a
get it.
hard stop at 12:30, just a heads up.
Okay, no worries. So there's that. This is here. This is here. This is here. Stone's Casino. They got a casino. Wow. Look at that.
That's
It's
cool.
fireplace. That fireplace is fire.
Funny.
Thanks. I'm
Fun.
working on it. Working on my comedic timing. Nav click 223. Yep, that was the one. Okay, so I have click text. Yahtzee. So I got it. Cool. We got class, we got text. If click text equals projects, then guess what? I can put them in the project's audience. Now, the second piece of the pie is this. You go here and you find the click that preceded the click that has the element text, Stone's Casino. So if I have this click, it's not a nav click because the class is project name link, right? So now if I have a click that comes through here, I can say, ooh, how do I want to do this? I got an idea. So this was only for nav click, right? If I wanted it to be bigger than that, more than just a nav click, I can make it click due to other reasons other than this. So I can go all clicks. And then what I can do with this is modify the event from there, which would be smarter actually. So some all clicks, we got it. Let's go click trigger. It's not just for nav now. It is nav here, whatever. I'm going to call it what I'm going to call it. And now I'll be able to see both clicks. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let me know if it does not. Okay. So here's this front page project hospitality private club. It must be a private club if it's called private club. Okay. I go here. I should see 3 nav clicks, which I do. It's my third one. Here, 24th. No, 26th. Sorry. So I had 2. 1, 2. So I had the nav click. Oops. Nav click that got me to the sub menu. Hospitality. Then I had a nav click that got me beyond there to the project name. Yay, good job. Cool. So now we can see what category it is and also the exact property. Pretty easy. You use click text to build, I can use the nav click as the event, right? When I'm building my audience. So now the audience would look like this. Am I in the right? I'm in the wrong one. Fuck. I'll fix it later. But basically I go to audiences in the other GA4 property. And I would click this, go nav. I don't know if it's going to show up here or not. No, it's not. Go nav, click like this, add it, and then the parameter will be the click text, I think. Yeah, I did click text and click class. Let me make sure. Hold on. And Sean's got to go. So I just showed you guys what I would do. I'm going to build in the other one, but basically use this information to understand what you want to do with your audience. And there's information here. So I got click text is the one I really want to pay attention to. Click text should equal, if it equals projects, then it's going to be in a project audience. If it equals place name, then it's going to be in that audience. And then we push those over to Google Ads. That's what they're going to care about. But on top of that, I can go create events inside of GA4 based on where they end up going. So instead of just having nav click as a reporting item, I can have project nav click. I can also have private club nav click. I probably won't go that far. I'll probably just stop at category as far as events go. Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I got the Gusto stuff all done. So
I'm finishing it right
Okay.
after this.
Yep. I'm gonna chat with Zach a little bit, and then
Yeah,
I
I
guess
gotta
we're
hop.
good. Yeah,
Thank
do
you.
your thing. Yep. Um. Yeah. How you doing, man? How's everything going?
Doing pretty good. Just grinding out my Friday.
Yeah. Are
Yeah.
you? How's the job search situation going?
I had a few interviews this morning. I had one with Salesforce for a sales position, and then for a few other SaaS-based companies just for sales positions, but we'll see where those all go. Just keeping my
Okay.
options open.
Are you're still with Oracle though? You're just kind
Yeah.
of waiting to see what
Ye-
they're okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm more in the mindset. I had a lot of coworkers quit over the last few weeks, and I'm more in the mindset, and I think everyone else who's still staying around is in the mindset that if Oracle really wants to dissolve the org, we're not going to leave just willingly. They're going to have to either help us promote to different positions or give us severance packages. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
my mentality around it. Like if unless I find a great opportunity that gives me a reason to leave, I'm just gonna keep staying.
So, you know what's crazy is I think people don't realize that quitting is a very privileged position to be in.
Hmm.
Because you forfeit severance, you also forfeit unemployment benefits.
Right.
Like you can't just quit and then be like, "Hey, I need unemployment." Like they won't give it to you. It's not how that works. So,
And then also just like
um,
the thought that if you don't have a job lined up and you're without a
yeah,
job, it doesn't look as good as trying to get a job with a job.
yes, that is
Yeah.
1000%
I mean,
true
luckily I
as well.
have several things on my plate to where if Oracle wasn't there, I still am busy. So that's always like a very fortunate thing that I have. And luckily to you. Thank
Sure.
you.
Yeah, man. I'm down. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you what you need to uh kind of improve your skills because this CCS thing, this is something that's for me it's pretty easy. I'm doing it in a way that's a little bit more sophisticated because I want to try to see what I can do
Uh,
with a simple site as well. But I would love for you to be able to jump in and just take over. But you also you have to be willing to get your hands dirty, figure it out, and also find out what you don't know so that you can find solutions. And that's just going to require you to get back into the courses. Analytics mania is really all you need, to be honest. Everything else is kind of gravy, in my opinion. Um, but it's hard. I've been there before. I've been with JustWorks where I was just working and not improving my skills for a little while, and it happens. So
yeah.
I'm not saying that you haven't improved your skills because we both know that you have over time, but I also know that you guys have been really focused on Oracle because that's who's paying the bills, and I get that, you know.
Hmm.
So um, I think over this weekend, let me know what you want to do and if you want to try to take on more ownership for CCS. But I would love to get you paid just to implement the new property because I haven't really touched it. You would have to build everything out on the back end, basically what I just showed you. And I can send you this recording so that
Hmm.
you can see what I was doing, implement the audiences, implement the events. The events will already be implemented. I'll take care of that, but implement the audiences. And then you would want to create events inside of GA4, modified events based on that nav click. Because
Yeah.
a nav click event
Go ahead.
doesn't really look good on a report. It just says nav click. But if it said project click or resident click
Mhm.
or contact page click, that would be way more useful in my opinion for the client.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'd love to take that task on. I think this weekend is a good weekend for me to do it just because I think I've done a good job of setting myself up so I don't have to like focus on just all the other tasks that come with just anxiety of whatever situation this is. So I'd love to spend my time this weekend doing that. I think it's a better use of my time too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just hit me up. Let me know if you have any questions. And I would love for you to start working on it. You have access, make sure you have access to Analytics Mania and you can get into all the educational tools. Um, just double check. You should be fine. But yeah, man, it's the thing about this is I'm about to go so deep into the rabbit hole of being a tactician and being able to do more and more stuff. If I would be open to hiring you to do these one-offs as we get them, as we get these clients and they have something that's a lighter lift, because I want you to get more and more confidence so that you can go and figure out how to implement data layer and how to
Makes
do
sense.
server-side tagging setups and all this other advanced stuff. But you got to start with the easy stuff first.
Like the
And
training
just,
wheels.
yeah, you have to. It doesn't make sense to avoid it. I've even been doing free audits. I did like 3 free audits recently. Um, from a Facebook group that Annie's a part of because I know the value in just staying moving.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you just got to go do regular old push-ups, dips, pull-ups, and you don't do any freestyle stuff for a while, you know?
Yep.
So, but yeah, man, keep me posted over the weekend if you have any issues. But the main thing is that CCS setup. It's in ClickUp. So if you're looking at my screen right now, uh, it'll look like this. So under bounties, you should have access to all this, by the way. If you don't, let me know. It's got a CCS work, and this will be fleshed out. I got some GA4 stuff in here, and then audiences for form start, audience for newsletter subscribe, and then we'll have GA4 audiences. Oops, for page category. And the page categories are, let me make sure I'm not lying to you here. Projects, studio, contact. Different ones.
Yeah. I got signed out of ClickUp. Should it be under data ad or Zach P?
I think it's going to be Zach P. Let me check real quick. I'll do it right now.
Because I'm not finding it in LastPass either. So
Yeah. So you'll have, then you can import using data ad. So the GA4 account that you'll be using always is going to be data ad. But inside of ClickUp, in order to differentiate between you and Sean,
mhm.
I wanted to make sure that I had separate accounts for y'all. We might just use a data ad account though. We'll see. I'll see how it goes. Let me look at the admin section. 1 second. People. Yeah, you should be there as a guest.
Okay.
See if okay. See if you're you can be seen. I think let me see if it's gonna cost me something 30 bucks per person. It's not bad. Check your email and see if Zach P. See if you
I got in.
Actually, in your guess. Oh, you got in. Okay, cool.
We're good. And now
Can you see this section called bounties?
I can, yes. Open
Okay,
bounty,
cool.
CCS. Alright, I'm right where you are.
And then I need to have a subtask for Google Ads. Yeah. And I'll build some stuff out for you. But there's only three things we're doing for them: GA4, GTM, GAds. GAds, Kelly's going to take care of the management of that, of the campaigns. However, you can import the conversions. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but I can show you how when you're ready, or you can go figure it out, whatever you want to do. But I'm down to I'm trying to get you to where I can just hand you something and give you access to it, and then you can knock it out
Yeah.
without my assistance, right? That's super important moving forward to be able to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing. I hope it doesn't come off the wrong way. It's not that you guys can't or you don't have the skills. It's just that you're rusty.
No, I totally
And if
understand
you
where you're coming
haven't,
from. I
yeah,
think
if you haven't done
only,
it, it's just gonna.
yeah, I think this is only just good for like any practice. Just like if I was a personal trainer and I knew someone had a fitness background, but they hadn't trained in a while, I wouldn't throw them back into doing the same thing that they were doing before.
Yeah.
Even if I knew they could do it and like have the capacity to do it, like the risk or whatever
Ooh,
is there.
vintage. That's what we're gonna call it. Vintage.
Yeah, vintage.
I've had this shirt for 15 years. Pretty crazy. You can tell it's kind of small. But anyways, yeah, I think the same, and I'm glad that it's not coming off as if I don't think you can. I know y'all can, and I know that you're familiar with the tools. It's just about um mentally understanding like what we're doing when we're building these conversion setups.
Hmm.
And CCS is like a baseline, like, hey, just a form submit. Client doesn't know a whole lot about tracking. They just want to make sure that they have something set up. That means it's going to be a little bit more forgiving and it's going to be a pretty straightforward setup. Shouldn't take more than a day. And it'll be a good way for you to get back in the driver's seat. So we'll play it, and then I look forward to just, answering any question. Excuse me. Answering any questions you come across, and then we'll spend these meetings Monday, Wednesday, Friday, kind of talking about client stuff that you have questions about. That's where I want to shift to.
Yeah, I think it's a good direction to go into.
Cool. And I think Four Patriots is going to sign up. I think I've got like two or three others. So the business is fine. We'll make it through this little rough patch. Um, and I do need help. I do want you guys to be a part of it and be able to knock out random stuff when we come across it. I do want to also have a deeper talk about salary and part-time salary and bounties and costs around all that stuff. But it's hard for me to focus on that right now when it's like, bro, we're just trying to get the skills up and make sure we can work
Yeah,
and knock shit out. And then I think I've got a decent track record with you guys when it comes to paying for things. I'm happy to pay for things, but we do also have to make this more about doing the job well first.
I totally understand that. I mean, we have to learn what the capacity is at to where you understand what like how many clients we could actually manage to know like can he actually get paid? Or even not
Mhm.
even at that point, it's like can he actually do the work to
Can
be
we do the
deserving
work?
of
Yeah.
getting paid? Yeah.
CCS is easy. It's like this takes an afternoon of focused effort to kind of figure out what all could be tracked and then what is worth tracking, and then pushing audiences over to different tools and things like that. Like it's not really a hard, so to speak, puzzle, but it does require some doing, and you have to wrestle with it a little bit. That's why I wanted to show you guys today what that would look like for just category clicks. As stupid and simple as what I just showed you was, if you walk into it and you just don't really know where to start, it might be like, well, I don't know how to get that information and then use it for something.
Right.
Cool. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Have a great weekend. Please reach out to me. I'll be available. I'll be working tomorrow and Sunday, actually, a little bit. But if you have any questions while you're playing around inside of the data ad area, let me know. If you have any questions inside of ClickUp, there's a comment section, and that's where you should use to get my attention. Let me share my screen one more time. So this is how me and Giselle do it. She's been crushing it with content. All the content you see on YouTube and some of it on Facebook is because of her. So while you're going through this, you can say at Jordan, hey, how do I create audiences in GA4 with the category click, right? And then comment, and this will ping me, and then I can go directly in here and drop you a link to a screen share, drop you a link to a YouTube, drop you a link to an Analytics Mania course, or just show you. I can do a lot of things from here, basically. I can even start a Zoom meeting from here.
That's
Pretty
super
dope.
cool.
Yeah. It's powerful. It's kind of like the last little thing that we need in order to stay organized and know what the other person's doing. Because as we get more clients and I start offloading stuff to you guys, we have to have some kind of system in place to know.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a great tool to use to just like stay organized as an org. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
with integrations too.
Yep. It's not just Works anymore where I just sit there and knock stuff out in a silo. It's like we have a chance to go way bigger than that. So cool. All right, man. Well, if you have any questions for me, hit me up. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna take a break and go warm up my Achilles. I'm doing like stationary bike stuff now, and then I have a call with Chance related to content at 1.
Sounds good. Wait, so you're doing stationary? Do you have like a stationary bike at your place, or is it in the gym? Yeah, in the
Yeah, in
gym.
the gym. The gym's like
A great
just
gym. Yeah.
2-minute walk right across the way.
Yeah. Hopefully it's starting to feel better. I know injuries.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Yeah, it had me down in the dumps for a while, so it's good to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
yep.
It helps. All right, boss. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to get going. Thank you always for your patience and willingness to deal with these puzzles. That's what I want to start referring to all this stuff as. It really is just us solving puzzles day after day after day.
100%. Absolutely. I'm in it for the ride. Thank you for the
My
opportunity
man,
to constantly push myself and learn.
always, man. Always. Don't hesitate to hit me up. Don't hesitate to send me a screen share in that comment section of ClickUp. Blow me up. Go for it. It's cool.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
You too.